All right, so it's been quite a while since I posted my last video, and it's been even longer since I recorded the last videos. And the reason being is that I actually took a trip to Japan. We were there for about 6 days, and I did a batch recording before I left so that I could post some along the way while I was out in Japan. And then when I get back, I could just pick up and go. But what happened was I didn't have enough videos, and I lost a ton of motivation once I got back. And it's really weird because on the trip, I was getting more excited, more motivated, thinking more content and everything that's going on. But jet lag was an issue, and there are some other things that happened. And all this being said, the reason why I want to bring this up is because I wanted to go over what happened to the channel while I was away. I haven't really looked at the analytics that closely, but it looks like there is some things that were very interesting to me that I did pull up just now. I just want to go ahead and just recap what's been going on. This little girl here is something that came up when we got back, is we are also been dog sitting for the last 7 days. And with that dog sitting, we also had the ability to be complacent while recovering from our jet lag. But in Japan, got to see some pretty fun stuff. This is a very popular character, Ampon Man out there. That's a kind of a pastry, and he's the mascot. We stayed in this beautiful hotel called Hotel Emisia right in the kind of central area of the northern island of Hokkaido up in Japan, and had a great time, visited my wife's relatives. The food was absolutely amazing, and as you can see, super cheap. If you look at the yen rate today, as of the time of this recording, it's like you get almost everything 40% off when you're buying things. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in some videos coming forward, about opportunities when things are just happening around the world if you take advantage of it. We also got a ride on this super cool Star Wars airplane on one of our legs of our trip to get out to the northern Japan area. But anyway, the trip there was mainly to visit my, I guess, grandmother-in-law. My wife's grandmother is 96, and yeah, we got a chance to go in and visit her every day while we were out there, except for one day, and it was just an amazing trip. But while we were there, we got to see a lot of things and go do things that are just opportunities for video content. So I did take a lot of content, a lot of B-roll that's out there, but I realized I also wanted to do a lot more with the channel. Now I got a little more motivated while I was there to build up this channel to really scale something big. And maybe not this particular channel, but this adventure of building YouTube. And when I got back with the jet lag and then also with the dog sitting that's been going on, I found myself having a very difficult time getting ready and getting back on track, which is why this is not being scripted or not even really thought through very much. So I apologize for that in advance, because I just needed to get back in front of the camera. When you start having this complacency or lag, in one of my other videos, I say you just got to go ahead and just do something, because that'll get you really motivated again. Also, we've been having some major heat out here. I think it was like 115 degrees the other day, but we did sell our car. And I would like to say that the good thing is the time away from the channel hasn't really been too bad. The content that I did put up, as you can see, I think I left on the 23rd, so 18, 19, so 21, we had something published, 22. Okay, so the 23rd is when we were traveling, and then 24, 25, 26, and 28. These videos were already pre-made, batched, so I could put them up one at a time. As you can see, there's no thumbnails that were created for it. Specifically, I decided to just leave them that way to see what happens. So it's good to try different stuff on the channel as well. And these were getting some views, but the last video posted was on the 28th. So that is 11 days ago. And this will start to do the catch up. So I still have my 100 videos in a 100-day challenge for myself, which means I do need to do 1.3 videos a day. So I will probably be doing a couple of videos, 2 in a day, to see what can happen with that, to catch me back up with getting in a routine of actually doing videos, but also content. And while we were there, some of the other things that came up were some ideas, just talking with my wife to have time away from YouTube to really see what opportunities maybe I could just brainstorm about without having the pressure of getting a video out at the time. And I think what I'm going to do is try to do some live streaming. Pick a subject that I really like talking about, that has news that can be updated every day and that can get a lot of stuff. And I'll go, of course, the AI content that I tried has a lot of stuff that comes out every single day. And I also have a friend that came across when I got back saying that he actually started an AI channel as well. So that's going to be something that's going to be very fun to get a chance to try. And let's look at actually what's been happening with the channel itself. What's been really nice is that the subscriber count hasn't really stopped subscribing. And that's been, how many days? This last 28 days. So we do have some dips because there was actually no content coming up, but views in the last 48 hours, when I put a new video, would jump to about 450 or so. So this is actually not too bad either. That's been really nice. I've been maintaining getting some subscribers along the way. And what I need to do now is go back through the content to see what is still bringing people in. The gambling video is still bringing most of the content in. And then, of course, the Drain Emergency Fund, which is the two videos that were actually doing the best anyway prior to leaving. And I am getting comments on that. So what I'm going to do is probably still look toward the financial niche. And I'm not real sure because I don't want to be one of the finance gurus. There's a lot of imposter syndrome that I come across with that. Even though I did help people with their finances, it's a little different when I'm sitting there in front of people that just need help with their budgeting. Rather than I have my tons of opinions about stocks, and what I do is in my analysis looking for what to invest in. But I've also invested a lot of my money taking it out of the stock market because during the 2022 and 2023 surge in the market that came up, I also had a strong feeling that the bubble was going to pop, and I pulled out a lot of my funds, missed out a lot of opportunities. I don't like giving advice about investments unless it's stuff about like real estate, and which I know very well and have lost a lot of money in it, so I even know what mistakes to avoid. But I would give advice on real estate based on what things I would see on certain properties and why I would or would not invest in it. But other than that, I would not like to give advice really directly on a lot of stock investments anyway. But I'll probably be doing stuff of what I watch in the market because I just find that interesting. And I think that'll be a lot of fun to do. The content that we have that's also still doing very well and really strong. Let me go ahead and bring this down a little so that we can see the highest views, the gambling addiction, emergency fund, why the rich pay less, and the cash is king. So we have these that are all over 2,000, which is really nice. I'd like to see where my subscribers are coming from. So if we actually go into the advanced mode and we can see subscription statuses or subscription sources, I want to see by video. Let's see, maybe here and then subscribers. Hopefully this is maybe some of you might be looking at this actually seeing what I'm doing, but you can see where by color. So you click here, subscribers are coming from. So emergency fund, this is bringing in still a lot of content or a lot of subscribers more recently. And then also, again, gambling addiction is also bringing some more in. 50 videos in 50 days. This seems to be bringing people in too. I'm going to guess that some of you are watching this, maybe subscribe because of that, because I'm going to still stick with trying to do the challenge of 100 videos in 100 days to see what ends up happening. And I hope you join me along that path. But this is one way to go ahead and look at some of the analytics to see what's been happening as far as subscribers been coming in. So I've had 4 in the last 28 days. But if we go back to 90 days, what we can see is once the video was launched, but where these subscribers are coming from, of course, a lot of them came in early when the first video first launched. So this is another way to think of, this one is consistently. So here's what I like. When you see stuff like this, that once it started, it still consistently is bringing in subscribers weeks after. One way to analyze your videos on how they're doing on what is really helping a lot of people or what they're interested in. So this is actually about credit card debt. And I'm not surprised. If I do more videos on credit card, I'll bet I get a lot more subscribers. This here is also telling me that it only did well for the first few weeks and then actually stopped after that. So my overall analysis of this is still saying, well, I should probably stick with more so the content about, this is not bringing anymore, content about finances or people who have debt issues and those type of things. Close this out and we'll go back to, that's pretty much it, where that's going to be the most important I think people should see. Then, of course, this video is going to start to launch out. We'll see what else happens with that. But here's some of the things I'd like to know. If you're still watching this video at this point in time and you have some time to comment, what do you want to know about that potentially that you've seen with regards to getting a YouTube channel, actually more content? Would it be some of the, I have some ideas about actually seeing the Japanese economy or their yen being so weak right now that there's an opportunity to buy things there for really inexpensive that could potentially be brought over, and you could actually maybe sell items that you could get from Japan that are a lot less expensive now because of the way that the rate is. I did look at some electronics, but let me give you an example. My brother-in-law was with us on this trip and he needed a new suit. He went to one of the bigger department stores out there. He got fitted for this suit jacket, suit pants matching, and already because of the pricing of this department store was already really good, and he ended up walking out of that department store with that suit the next day. It was made within 24 hours. They actually had it fitted to him for $71, and this suit looked minimally about a $300 or $400 suit, which probably is what its value is really. But he got it for $70. I was thinking I should get a suit, but I don't have to wear one. But for $70, I might as well get one. But here's another example: is my wife and I combined bought 5 pairs of prescription glasses. Okay, so here's a short story behind this. I bought a pair of glasses from my eye doctor. They're progressive, so they go from farsighted to nearsighted lenses, all on it without having the line of bifocals. They also had transitions, so they change color in the sunlight. They're also anti-glare, anti-scratch, and they're rimless, so they're really expensive. I think retail value before insurance was like $1,200 for these glasses. I ended up losing them at a conference just not more than 2 months later. So disappointed. My out-of-pocket for those were, I think, about $700 what I paid out-of-pocket for it, thinking these glasses are going to last me forever and I don't need to switch between glasses anymore. And I love them, absolutely love them. We heard about this store out there called JINS, and JIN, and I believe they have them actually here in the US, but they're made for Asian faces because Asians a lot of times are not known to have nose bridges to have glasses sit well. So whoever the owner of this JIN started up made these glasses so that they fit Asian faces very well, and they look really good. At first, when my wife was talking to some of her relatives out there, they were considered like the Walmart of eyeglasses, like really inexpensive. People at first were thinking, oh, it's cheap. They avoided them because they have their high-end eyeglass manufacturers out there. But as people started seeing these glasses out there and how inexpensive they were, now JINS is the place to go for a lot of people for their eyeglasses. And I did not get rimless glasses, but I did get only top rim glasses. And I did order some progressives. They're going to take a little while, so I'm going to have them. They're being made right now. They're going to be shipped to me by some of my in-laws that are in Japan once the glasses come in. But we did come home with 3 pairs. But all in all to say, we bought 5 pairs of glasses for $500. And that's without insurance because they don't take our insurance in Japan. And 2 of them are progressives with transition. They're 2 identical glasses. Progressives, transitions, anti-glare. They're fully loaded. That similar to the one that cost me my $700 out of pocket or $1,200 retail. 2 of them those are going to be coming in. There's also regular, just for me, just driving, where I don't need progressives. I just need driving glasses. Those I actually brought back with me. My wife got 2 pairs as well. So 5 pairs of glasses for just a little over $540 after the conversion rates already put into that. That was pretty amazing because that is cheaper than just 1 pair of my glasses that I paid with insurance here. And so you can see the opportunities of that alone would have cost over $2,500 for get those amount of glasses that we got our trip's value worth on that. Now, I'm wondering, is there an investment opportunity to buy yen? Because they're going to have to fix that. And I do know that the CPI report is going to be coming out soon. They're going to be talking about interest rates. And of course, regarding finances, that's when the yen versus the US dollar fluctuates the most, is when we actually have our interest rate adjustments. And right now, the Japanese government has been keeping their interest rates very low to keep the government stimulated. They are right now have been in, I think, a depression for years, and it's been really bad for them. Even we saw a sign for a help wanted sign, join our team type of thing, that was on one of these fast food places, and their fast food is still made to order. They don't have anything that's really fast food, but it was a pretty amazing, shocking more so to us to see that their starting wage there was $10 an hour USD. Actually, if you convert it, it's almost like $7 USD. So they were making like $7 an hour, and although the food was really cheap for us when we're buying that, because the fish and stuff is all imported here to the US, so we're paying 1/3 the price before conversion. A lunch plate was maybe about $5, where for the same plate here we'd be paying $15. But that $5, then you take the conversion out of that, it's more $3.70 or something. So it's really inexpensive right now. There's a lot of concern of a lot of tourists flooding them, which I would think would help their economy. But the problem is that even though they take the US dollar, when they need to go ahead and buy, they're having inflationary issues. So there's this real hard balance. But there could be investment opportunities. So these are the type of things I'm looking at along the way. But there's opportunities. And I just want to get this video out and put together as one, to get me back started to go in and start doing videos, but also to get some ideas on other things that I want to go in and talk about. So you'll be hearing about some investment ideas about my trip to Japan and other things that are just happening that's going on here. I have not made even a video for my e-bike channel in 3 weeks, and that's been hurting. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to be doing videos on that channel as soon as I can get this a comfortable time to ride because it's been so hot right now. But the channel being at 256, I thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who are subscribing, if you're not a subscriber, you want to hear a little bit more about certain things about Japan or what went on there, I'd love to go ahead and share that. But I have some ideas coming on board, still stimulating or trying to build ideas up that can help out with that. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.